Christian Warriors. As a reminder, Rochester Christian and the NAI are committed to maintaining the true spirit of competition in athletics. We ask that all players and fans do their part by showing respect to every spectator, athlete, coach, and official involved in today's contest. At this time, we ask you please stand, remove your caps, and join us in a word of prayer, followed by the playing of our national anthem. Let's pray. Father in heaven, we ask your blessing on this game we are about to play. Give each one of us the courage to play this game in a manner that by our words and our actions is pleasing to you. Let us enter into this competition in a spirit of sportsmanship with respect for the members of the opposing team. We ask you, Father, to bless each one of us, especially the coaches, officials, parents, and players. Keep us under the protection of your Son, Jesus Christ, and help us be aware of his presence with us in the game. Amen. And now for today's starting lineups. First, the visitors from Defiance. Number 4, Haley Hammer. Number 7, Gabby Rodriguez. Number 9, Taylor Kraft. Number 10, Jalen Tomowitz. Number 14, Sheldon Clements. Number 25, Jamie Brodbeck. And number 3, the libero, Kaylee Dickinson. The Yellow Jackets are coached by Jamie Thornburg. And now the starting lineup for your Rochester Christian Warriors.
Welcome inside the gymnasium here at Rochester Christian University. We have an exciting matchup in store for you today. The undefeated, at least in conference play, Defiance College Yellow Jackets heading inside the gymnasium to face on your hometown Rochester Christian University Warriors. Defiance, as I just mentioned, comes into today 5-0 in conference play, coming off of a 3-2 victory over Lawrence Tech on Friday night. The Warriors playing pretty solid themselves. Also on Friday, they just took down Lourdes by the final of 3-0. They enter today 3-2 in conference play, 9-6 overall. The Yellow Jackets enter into today with a conference leading 12 wins and just 5 losses. Starters have been announced. For the visitors, it's number 4, Haley Hammer, number 7, Gabby Rodriguez, number 9, Taylor Kraft, number 10, Jalen Tomowitz, number 14, Shelby Clements, number 25, Cheney Brodbeck, and number 3, the libero, Kaylee Dickinson. For your hometown Warriors, it's number 3, Madeline Geisenhaver, number 5, Carly Roraff, number 15, Mackenzie Kiefer, number 19, Olivia Everett, number 25, Shantae Hudgens, number 26, Kendall Zeiter, and number 7, the libero, Ashley Horn. Just about ready to go here. Both teams looking to continue their strong play. And here we go. Crowd getting hyped up, and here's the serve. Rochester Christian does a nice job recovering and getting it over. And the first point of the set goes to Defiance. Second serve. Nice dig. And Defiance comes up with a second point in a row after a blocked attack. Outside of conference play, Defiance is just 7-5, but inside of the conference, they've done a really nice job, gotten off to a hot start. A nice little touch from Rochester Christian there. But despite that strategy, Defiance comes away with another point. It's 3-0 early. Defiance on an early roll here. And a little miscommunication there from Rochester Christian. The set fell a little bit short. And after the missed serve, that was a little too strong. Rochester Christian has their first point of today's contest. Hannah Maynard back there to serve for Rochester Christian. Defiance has to dig that one out. And a nice effort there from Mackenzie Kiefer. But she's unable to dig that one out for Rochester. Defiance back on the board. Still early in this one, but Defiance is definitely capturing the momentum here. Scoring 5 of the first 6 points of set 1. Again, Rochester utilizing the touch. That one hits the out-of-bounds marker pole there on the far side of the net. And Rochester Christian trying to get on a roll here. Now back there to serve is Olivia Everett. And a good block there by Rochester. That one able to get over. Rochester in this setting up. Good recovery. That one hits the ceiling of the gymnasium. Defiance does a nice job just to get it back over. And that one will go in favor of Rochester. So a good volley finished off there by number 12, Haley Mancagna. It's a hard-fought point for Rochester, but it pulls them within 2. It's 5-3. Rochester tried to go up for the block there. They did block it, but unfortunately it went right down at the feet of Chanty Hudgens and Madeline Geisenhaver. That one's going to go back over the net, and unfortunately that goes right off of Madeline Geisenhaver. Seven 3 early. It's Cheney Brodeck with the serve. And that one lands inside. Beautiful placement there. put just enough power on it to get it to that back corner. Now Geisenhaver with the serve. It's a good one in the back corner. Good dig there. And that's going to be a point for Rochester Christian. Nice little pump fake there by Haley Mancagna. Geisenhaver back to serve again. Good block there. And that one is out of play. Just barely across the line. Nice save there. Geisenhaver will get the point. Caught Defiance off guard there. That will be Mancagna with the serve. Got a timeout here on the court. Mancagna ready to get the serve over the net. 8-6 Defiance early. Make it 8-7. After a failed dig attempt there by Defiance. Looks like it was Brodbeck and Clements there on the back line. And a good block by Rochester there. Defiance setting up again, and it sails way out. That was Clements who hit that one over. Rochester wisely let it bounce out of play. Just like that, they have climbed back to tie this one up. It's 8-8 here in the first set. Here's the serve. And I think she might have stepped out of play. It's number 7, Gabby Rodriguez. And Rochester will claim their first lead. So it started out all Defiance early. That one sails out of play. But since the score was 5-1 early in this one, Rochester Christian has come roaring back. Now tied 9-all. Rodriguez with the serve. Just does get over the net. And a beautiful touch there by Hudgens. Gets it over the net, past the outstretched fingertips of the Yellow Jacket defenders. And the Warriors are in double digits. Good block there again from Rochester. I believe that was Clements on the attack. A good block there from the Warriors front line. This one's going to sail out of play. Rodriguez fielded the serve, but hit it well out of play. Ashley Horn has been the server for Rochester these past few sets. And she lays out to save that one. Great job there just to keep this one alive. Here's the set. Nice. Rochester almost got that one over. That one will fall in favor of the Warriors. Good volley there from both sides. Score is 13-9 in favor of the Warriors. Got a timeout on the court here. We'll be back in just a minute to resume this. Ashley Horn still back for the Warriors. Gets the serve up and over. Nearly went out of play, but Defiance chose to play it. And a good effort there from Geisenhaver. Trying to keep that one in play, but unfortunately it bounces off of her forearm and out of play. It's 13-10. Clements back for Defiance. Gets the serve over. Here's the set. And a good attack there. That's number 26, Kendall Zeiter. Rochester has very comfortably seized momentum here. That one goes out of play. There's Mackenzie Kiefer on the serve. Now it'll be number 28, Carly Duke. Good attack, but a good defense by Defiance. With the attack again, that one will go off of Defiance and out of play. Defiance actually kept it on Rochester's side of the net. But it just sailed out of play before it could hit in bounds. Hannah Maynard back to serve for Rochester. Good attack there by Defiance, but a good defense. And that's going to be a point for Rochester after Defiance could not get it over. 16-11. Could be an opportunity here for the Warriors to take over here in the first set and take charge here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Good dig there Good block by Rochester. That one sails out of play. Make it 17-11. And a failed attack there from Haley Hammer. Couldn't get it up over the net. It's now a 7-point lead for the Warriors. They set up their attack. Now the Warriors do the same. And that one's going to fall just short of an outstretched Haley Hammer. It is an 8-point lead, and Defiance will use their second timeout. The Warriors have seized control here in the first set. They are cruising along. I mentioned earlier, they defeated Lourdes last night, 3-0. And this is after 2 straight losses versus Ohio Christian and Cornerstone. Started off the season hot with 3 wins in a row. Then lost to Spring Arbor. Then they kind of went hot and cold. Win against Louisiana Christian, 2 in a row against Kansas Wesleyan and Lindsey Wilson. Then rattled off 3 in a row against Huston Tilston, U of M Dearborn, and Madonna. Then lost to Lawrence Tech. Won against Lancaster Bible College. Like I mentioned, the latest 2 losses versus Ohio Christian and Cornerstone. But they won last night against Lourdes. That one will go in favor of Defiance after a successful block from Rochester, but they could not keep it in bounds. Now back to serve for Defiance. It's Amina Chamon. This one's going to sail way out of play for Defiance. Not even going to be close to getting it back over the net. It's one of the easier points for Rochester today after the deflection went back towards the Yellow Jackets sideline. 20-12. Good deflection by Rochester. This one could go back over the net. It will. And it's a point. Haley Mancagna picking it up on the spike return. This one's going to sail out of play. That one off of Mackenzie Kiefer. Did a good job to field that spike. Fortunately, the bounce sent it towards the bench seats over here. Good recovery and the attack from the Yellow Jackets. Beautiful attack there. Hudgens was set up and delivered on the spike. Warriors are up 22-13. And a nice attempt there. Wasn't sure if that one was kept in play or not. Either way, it'll go as a point for the Yellow Jackets. So they are hanging on, staying in this first set. But it has been all Warriors since very early here Setting up for the kill. Didn't quite work that time. Warriors will do it again. Nice save there. And Rochester comes away with the point. Sprawling out was Ashley Horn to keep that ball off the ground. And the Yellow Jackets could not return it. Warriors are 2 points away from claiming this first set. It's 23-14. That one out of play. Just barely over the line. Now it's Haley Mancagna. They're going to close out this set for the Warriors. Yellow Jackets trying to claim it the other way, and it's not going to work. The Warriors claimed the first set by the final of 25-14. The Warriors took over after being outscored 5-1 early. They came roaring back with a scoring run of 24-9. Really tightened things up on their end, kept momentum rolling. And it leads to an early set one victory. We'll be right back for the continuation of this WAC volleyball Saturday. back here for set number 2. The Warriors claimed the first set after a dominating stretch run where they rattled off 24 points compared to Defiance's 9. And after a successful block on the attack from Defiance, the Yellow Jackets pick up their first point here in set number 2. It'll be Kylie Yoder back to serve for the Yellow Jackets. And Defiance picks up point number 2. After a successful block on the Warriors' attack. And the Warriors come right back. Successful kill there. Warriors make a couple of substitutions. Maynard gets the serve over the net. Beautiful block there. That was Geisenhaver. And it leads to another Rochester point. Good dig by the Yellow Jackets. That was Dickinson keeping that one in play. And they end up coming away with a point. Good block on the ensuing attack from the Warriors. Now back to serve, it's Amina Chamon. Up and over. Warriors with the attack. And the Yellow Jackets have really stepped up the blocking game here. Those attacks are coming straight back in the Warriors' faces. Still early in here in set number 2. Still lots of time for the Warriors to adjust. A little touch serve there to get it over. And that time it'll work for the Warriors. They lightened up the attack. Got the Yellow Jackets off balance. And they are back serving with Olivia Everett. That one gets through. But the Warriors recover nicely. Now it's going backwards. Got to get it up and over here. They do. Nearly hit it out of play. Good attack there. Got a nice little volley going. Almost got it over the net. It hit off a couple of Warriors before eventually it was Hannah Maynard sprawling out, trying to get that one up and over. It went just off the net. That one lands out of play. Defiance off to a 6-3 start here in set number 2. That one flies out of play. That was Brodbeck on the serve for the Yellow Jackets. Now it'll be Geisenhaver. Both teams, at least on this set, at this point, have not been hitting the ball as hard over the net. And a nice attack there from the Warriors. Landed right in the middle of the Yellow Jackets zone. This one's going to wind up over the net. Yellow Jackets were a little out of sync there. And that one may have been mishit. Looked like it might have bounced off the wrist of Chancey Hudgens. Now back for the Yellow Jackets. It's Addison Martinez. Good dig there. That was Allison Horn. That one off the wrists of Broadbeck. This set is shaping up to be a lot closer. It's 7-6 in favor of the Yellow Jackets, but no team has been able to really seize momentum yet. For the Yellow Jackets, they're probably very grateful for that. This one way back there. It's going to wind up over the net. A fabulous save from the Yellow Jackets. It does not net them the point, but that ball was nearly to the padding on the back wall there. Phenomenal save just to keep that one in play. That one lands in play just past Allison Horn. Now it'll be Gabby Rodriguez back to serve for the Yellow Jackets. Defiance probably very grateful that the Warriors are not able to seize momentum yet. Good block there. And a little miscommunication there. Like a miscommunication between Hudgens, who just came up with that block, and Mackenzie Kiefer. Good block to keep it up in the air. Hudgens and Kiefer on that block for the Warriors. Now Hudgens on the attack. That one lands in play. Beautiful setup there. Kind of a back and forth battle here in set number 2. No team has been able to score more than a point or two, possibly 3 at a time. Defiance is the first team to get double-digit points here in set number 2. It's 10-8. It's almost an ace. That one lands out of play. Clements gets the serve over. That one lands in play. It looks like it might have deflected off of a Yellow Jacket as well. Now it'll be Kiefer. Lofts the serve over. And a fantastic block there. Olivia Everett. And it looks like Madeline Geisenhaver were the two to combine for the block there. Another good block there. Good recovery by the Yellow Jackets. Geisenhaver sneaks it in. Just like that, we're tied up here in set number 2. Kiefer back to serve again. Lofts the serve over towards the back line. This time they're not able to combine for the block. It goes off of the forearms and into the Warriors bench. That one looks like it just grazed the top of the net but got over. That one went out of play. No, they're saying it went off of a Yellow Jacket before it tipped out of play. I believe that was Kendall Zeiter on the attack there. Good serve there, had some sinking action. That one kept in play. Great reactions there. Geisenhaver again on the attack. Beautiful recovery and a block from Olivia Everett. Timed her jump perfectly and slammed the ball straight down in the vacated middle of the court. And the Warriors have their first lead of set number 2. It's 13-12. That one off of Geisenhaver and Everett. Like I mentioned, no team has really been able to seize momentum for a long period of time. That 4-point run from the Warriors was the most points that have been scored consecutively here in set number 2 as Geisenhaver is able to deflect it off a Yellow Jacket and it lands in play. Now it'll be Everett back to serve. It's 14-13. Good little touch serve over the net. And that one may have been mishit by Hudgens, but it lands in play, and it's a point. And now Defiance will take the first time out here in set number 2. It is 15-13 in favor of the Warriors, and we shall return. Everett with the serve. Over the net. Another good block from the Warriors front line. That one gets over the outstretched arms of Geisenhaver and Hudgens. Good save there. Geisenhaver gets it over. That one off the roof again. And the deflection causes it to land in the Warriors' side of the floor. I believe the deflection probably caused that point to fall in favor of the Yellow Jackets. And that one knocked out of play. Good job to keep it in play. And then the second deflection, put a little bit more height and spin on it. It was past the outstretched reach of the third Yellow Jackets defender. That one just slips out of play. Addison Martinez with the serve. Another good block, and that one lands past the entire front and back line of the Warriors. That was Hudgens, and I believe Haley Mancagna, who is back to serve now, combining for the block. 17-15 in favor of the Warriors. Warriors trying to gain a commanding two-set lead over the team that is still undefeated and has played the most games in conference schedule. That one just had too much backspin on it. Carried it out of bounds off the hand of Hudgens. Defiance trying to even this one back up. We lost the first set by the final of 25-14. That one lands in play, and they're able to tie it back up. Good attack, well executed. And it lands perfectly away from the Warriors. Gabby Rodriguez serves. And it hits the net. Costly mistake there as it gives the Warriors the ball. And it re-gives them the lead. It's 18-17. Perfectly executed set. Kiefer set up Everett beautifully, and Everett was able to execute right in the middle of the floor. Nice save there by Allison Horn. And another well-executed defensive play by the Warriors front line. And Defiance will take another timeout. They have no more left here in set number 2. It's 20-17 in favor of Rochester. No team has really been on a massive run, unlike in set number 1, where Rochester scored 5 of the first 6. Defiance scored 5 of the first 6. And then Rochester came storming back. Ended on a 24-9 run. Here in set number 2, it's been an entirely different story. Both teams have minimized the point runs. Most that any team has been able to score is Rochester when they scored 4 in a row. Defiance has been able to score no more than 3 points in a row. Feels like things may be shifting, though. Allison Horn back to serve. Good serve towards the back line. And another successful block. Warriors starting to feel the momentum shifting. That was Mackenzie Kiefer and Olivia Everett on the block once again. Horn with the serve, up and over. Good save there by the Yellow Jackets. And that one lands perfectly. Everett able really just to push it over the net, and it was able to just find the gymnasium floor. All of a sudden, it is 22-17. Once again, Defiance is out of timeouts. So they are unable to try and stop momentum here outside of their play on the floor. Successful attack there. I believe that was Madeline Geisenhaver. Able to hit it off of a couple of Yellow Jackets' hands as it traveled out of play. That one lands out of play. Just past Allison Horn. And all of a sudden, it is game point here in set number 2. Warriors have scored the last 4. And they're going to take set number 2. They finished the set strong. Much like they finished the first set, this game was much closer. But towards the end of the set, Warriors were able to pull away a couple of key defensive blocks. A couple of really good volleys, too, that kept this one interesting. But Everett, Kiefer, and Hudgens on that front line for the Warriors really made a huge difference. Geisenhaver making an impact as well. Ashley Horn doing her thing, serving and also making a couple of key saves before the ball hit the ground. Rochester is taking the first 2 here. They'll look for a sweep here when we return for set number 3. Welcome back to Rochester Hills, inside of the gymnasium of the Rochester Christian Warriors, who have taken the first 2 sets here against the Defiance Yellow Jackets. And they'll take the first point here in set number 3 as that serve sails out of bounds off the hand of number 28, Kylie Yoder. Back to serve for the Yellow Jackets is Hannah Maynard. A great attempt there by Horn, but that save goes just off of the pole there on the far side of that net. Allison Horn has laid out a few times today in heroic efforts to save points for the Warriors. Thunderous attack and block. That one goes out of play. And now it's Olivia Everett back to serve for the Warriors. She's been a key piece to that front line. Successful block there. But it just wrapped around the net and landed out of play. Here's the serve again. That one off of Gabby Rodriguez. And it redirects towards the back wall. So again, Everett will serve. This one heading towards the stands. We'll see if they can get it over again. That's the second time they've had a ball head towards the out-of-bounds marker and save it, and that is the second time that the Warriors have been able to take advantage. That was a thunderous slam by Hudgens as it redirected off of Kaylee Dickinson. Warriors for the first time today off to a hot start. And that point goes to Rochester. Perhaps the Yellow Jacket was out of bounds when they hit the ball. Powerful serve there. Nice save. Couple of great attempts there from Maynard and Everett, who came up from her serving position to try and save that one. Nevertheless, it does fall in favor of the Yellow Jackets, and they immediately serve it out of bounds. Defiance has not been able to keep any momentum on their side as of late. That one sails out of play from Defiance. And Defiance is going to take their first timeout of set number 3. It's 8-2 in favor of Rochester when we return here. We're back as Madeline Geisenhaver gets ready to serve it over the net. We'll see what the Yellow Jackets have schemed up to try and climb back into this one. That one would have sailed out of play. The Yellow Jackets chose to keep it in. Nice little spinner serve off the hand of Chanty Hudgens right there. Rochester, they continue to roll here. They've won 5 consecutive sets going back to last night against Lords. Won the first 2 here today. That one just lands out of play. Could see it from here. That ball just was on the out-of-bounds side of that cream-colored line on the floor. Rochester now leads 10-2. Geisenhaver gets the serve over, heading towards the out-of-bounds marker over there by where some of our other game staff is located. Defiance not able to get that one over the net. Good block there by Rochester to set up this attack. And it looks like Defiance is going to pick up the point there as it lands perfectly in the middle of a couple of Warriors. First time they'll be serving in a while. It really looks like Rochester is just synced up on every play. Know exactly where they're going, what they're supposed to be doing. And they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. As this one gets deflected back towards Rochester. And winds up netting them another point. It's 11-4. Defiance at times has looked out of sync, and they switch it up, do the Warriors, and instead of trying to set up a kill attempt, it just gets pushed over the net. That was Mackenzie Kiefer, who normally does the setting for the Warriors, just pushing it over the net and finding the empty space on the floor. That one going backwards again. The official having to duck out of the way of that one. Having a conversation there is Geisenhaver with the official. Then relaying it to the coach. Juliana Nash over on the sideline. Has to be pretty happy with what she's seeing from her Warriors today. Defiance at times today has just looked out of sync. And it is showing here on the court, especially here in set number 3. They've not been able to create any momentum for themselves. Billy Mancagna. That serve crossed up. Kaylee Dickinson. Rochester with a double-digit lead here in set number 3. Defiance has to get it over. They will successfully. And a beautiful execution there from the Warriors. Chancey Hudgens finishing it off. And Defiance, feeling momentum slipping away again, is going to take their final timeout of this third set. Defiance is going to need to pull something together here just to keep themselves in this game. Lost the first 2 sets. In order to remain undefeated in conference play, they're going to have to rattle off 3 straight set wins, including here in this one. Currently losing by the score of 15-4. It has been all Warriors here in set number 3. Rochester has not had to come from behind in this one at all. In the first 2 sets, they were trailing by as many as 5 before climbing back and winning both of those first 2 sets. Scores of 25-14 and 25-17. Here in this one, they've not trailed one time. And Cogna back to serve again for the Warriors. That one goes off the net, but gets over. Another great block. Hudgens and Kiefer combine for the block. And the Yellow Jackets are not currently able to get anything going right now. Good recovery. And beautifully executed. Mancagna sent it back up to the front line. Kiefer set it up. And Kendall Zeiter finished on the far side. That one sails out of play. Mancagna thought about playing it, but the last minute pulled up. Score is now 18-4. The only other team who was undefeated in conference play is Aquinas. They have only played 3 conference games. Good block there by the Warriors. Setting up. Zeiter didn't get it on the spike attempt, but got it over on the second try, and that one sails way out of play. That was about from the middle of the court on the Yellow Jackets side. And it landed towards that back line. And Cogna doing a really nice job of setting up. And again, we've seen that before here in this set, but Mackenzie Kiefer just takes charge and sets the ball over the net onto a vacated part of the floor for the Yellow Jackets. A little out of position there for the Warriors, but they're able to get it up and over. Zeiter again, just out of play. That's the first point that the Warriors have scored what feels like about 10 minutes. Score is now 20-5 in favor of Rochester. Good job there by the Warriors to recover and get it back in play. Horn gets it up and over. And now Defiance trying to start a comeback. First time the Warriors have really been out of position here in this third set. Nice save by Horn. The spike attempt from Defiance sails out of play. And now it will be Ashley Horn serving with the Warriors up 21-6. And a miscommunication from the Yellow Jackets there on the set. Rochester 3 points away. This one, nice sprawling attempt there by Kylie Yoder. But the spike is successful. I believe that was from Geisenhaver. This one sailing towards the stands again, but a good recovery. And Defiance will get it over. And again, Mackenzie Kiefer doing it herself. And now we are at match point. It's 24-6, and Rochester is 1 point away from downing one of the undefeated teams in WAC conference play. That one sails out of play, so they'll have to postpone the celebration. Shelby Clements trying to keep the Yellow Jackets in this one. That one off of Geisenhaver. They'll do it again. That one sails out of play. And just like that, the Warriors have won 6 sets in a row, going back to last night. They have successfully taken down the Defiance Yellow Jackets in pretty convincing fashion. Won the first set by the final score of 25-14. The second set by the score of 25-17. And this third set in completely dominating fashion by the final of 25-8. The next few games for your Rochester Christian Warriors. Next weekend, next Saturday actually, they're going to be on the road at Siena Heights at 2 p.m. Then kicking off next month, they'll be on the road against number 15 Aquinas. That game is on October 1st at 7 p.m. Their next home game is here October 3rd versus Northwestern Ohio at 7 p.m. And now Rochester Christian is going to enjoy this one on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Fans will celebrate them off the court. It's a good game by the Warriors. Good 3 sets, very much in sync, very much on top of their game plan, and it completely baffled the Yellow Jackets. So Rochester Christian moves to 4-2 in conference play. They're now 10-6 overall. Defiance drops to 5-1 in conference play and 12-6 overall. That is going to be all from us here from Rochester Hills, Michigan. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we'll see you here next time